Hello everyone, and welcome to the To Explore Wellness channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to be making a healthy and delicious Christmas appetizer that only takes a few ingredients and can be thrown together in less than 30 minutes. It's sure to impress everyone, both in taste and in presentation. We're going to start out by making the dough. Instead of making this, you can actually use a store-bought pizza dough. But this recipe is so easy and just takes only 2 main ingredients. You can actually use self-rising flour, or like me, 1 cup of whole wheat flour and a teaspoon of baking powder. To add some extra cheesy flavor, I added 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, but that is completely optional. Have you ever used nutritional yeast in any of your recipes before? Once I added all the dry ingredients, I gave it a good mix. This dough calls for equal ingredients, dry and wet. So I used about a cup of Greek yogurt to make this dough. I love this dough so much because it is so versatile. I've used different versions for bagels, for pizza crusts, for cinnamon buns, all kinds of things. It's super easy to make, as you can see. So once my ingredients are added, I went ahead and mixed it up until it formed a dough-like consistency. If you find that it's not quite sticking together and is too dry, you can add more yogurt, or if it seems too sticky, add a bit more flour. While I'm clearing away the workspace, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any healthy and delicious recipes. Now it's time to roll out the dough. I placed some parchment paper on my surface and then sprinkled some nutritional yeast to avoid sticking to the parchment paper. You can also use flour for this step, but I just thought the cheesy flavor would be better. Then I placed the dough on top, followed by a bit more nutritional yeast to avoid sticking to the top of the parchment paper. I added parchment paper on top just so it didn't stick to my rolling pin, but you don't have to use it if you don't want to. Make sure to roll out your dough in all directions to ensure that you have an even thickness. If you find that your dough is a little bit too thick, you can just go ahead and roll it out a little bit more. You just want to make sure that it's large enough for you to create 2 fairly large triangles, which I will show you in just a moment. Carefully peel up your parchment paper, and then you are going to set it aside before cutting your dough into 2 large triangles. These triangles are going to be the top and the bottom of your Christmas tree design. You want to try to make them as evenly as possible, and if you want to draw some guidelines that don't cut all the way through, that's advised to make sure they're as even as possible. If you haven't already, now is a good time to make sure your oven is preheated to 400 degrees. Now we're going to make the filling. In a bowl, add your softened reduced fat cream cheese, mozzarella, Parmesan, drained spinach, as well as your soft cheese wedges. I suggest using a fork to mix these ingredients, especially if your cream cheese isn't very soft, because it becomes pretty challenging to mix with a spatula. Don't forget to add your seasonings as well. I just use salt, pepper, and garlic powder, but you can use a variety of other spices as well. Mix your filling well again before cleaning your workspace and preparing to bring back your dough. Make sure that you've now placed your dough on a large baking tray so that you can prepare it to put in the oven. Remove all your excess dough pieces from around the triangles, and if you have some leftover dip or even just some cheese, you can use these as little extra bites. Now you're going to take your cheesy mixture and spread it out evenly across one of your triangles. This is going to be the bottom of your tree. You can use all of the mixture if you have the space, but I found it to be a bit much and probably would have saved it for those extra bites. It's up to you if you'd like to use it all or save it. Once you have it evenly spread out, you're then going to go ahead and grab that extra cheddar cheese and sprinkle it all over. Now you're going to take your second triangle and lay it across, covering the entire mixture. Using a knife or a pizza cutter, go ahead and create slices on each side about 3/4 of an inch wide. Make sure to leave the middle of the tree intact so that it stays in one piece. I found that even after using the pizza cutter, I ended up having to go back with a knife just to ensure that all the pieces were cut all the way through. Once you have it sliced, you're going to go ahead and pick up each piece and twist it. Repeat this twisting process until you finish the entire tree, all the way up to the tippy top. Before placing this in the oven, I brushed with an egg wash and put it to bake in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until it was browned and melty. I really hope you enjoyed making this dish with me. Make sure to check the caption for the full recipe as well as calories and macronutrients. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe buttons to ensure you don't miss any healthy and delicious recipes. See you next time.